Hi everyone, this is Stenell from StenellMyersEnterprises.com, where you'll learn about money, business, and entrepreneurship. So today we're going to talk about zero-based budget. As you see, there is no timer at the end, no 6 minutes. So Trudy does all my media. I'm putting her name out there. She does everything regarding putting the project together, and she said, you need to get rid of that 6 minute. My daughter does the editing. My other daughter's the director behind the scenes. So she said, you need to get rid of that clock because you can't keep up with 6 minutes. And she's right. It's so much information I can't. So there's no 6 minutes, W first, y'all. So let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about zero-based budget. And basically a zero-based budget is telling your money exactly where to go. You need something that you actually have in your hand or on a computer that you can follow. So, for instance, if you don't know how to make baked macaroni and cheese, I use that because I love baked macaroni and cheese and everyone loves my baked macaroni and cheese. But you will need a recipe. If you don't know how to make it, you need the recipe. You need to know if you're going to, how much eggs or how much milk and how much butter. Same thing with a budget. So, your budget, you list all your debt from the top to the bottom, and the end is zero. So let's get to it. So here's a zero-based budget, and this is basically what I combined is kind of like a fictitious budget, kind of real, kind of not real, but this is pretty much what the zero-based budget looks like. So this is a biweekly budget. So some people get paid bi-weekly, some people get paid once a month, but because we get paid on a bi-weekly basis, we do a bi-weekly. So when we get our paycheck, that's when we do our budget. So the bi-weekly bills, and this is the bills listed here. So mortgage, $1,070, car, $375. Now, remember, we don't have any debt, but I took this from an old budget because a majority of people I'm trying to help do have debt. And if I show you our real budget, it doesn't have any of this. All of it is really going towards our 3 to 6 months, which we are finishing up on baby step 3. But I really want to focus on a zero-based budget. So if you're bringing home $3,259 on a biweekly basis, and you see here it says after automatic recurring deposits. And I say that because our automatic recurring deposits, which will be in the next video, is we have 7. It's a Thanksgiving, a Christmas, an IRA account, a paycheck account, a car account, a vacation account, and a bill account. And you may say, wow, that's a lot, but hear me out. If you don't have separate accounts, there's a problem because how you paying everything off of one account? So then when certain things do come up, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, you're trying to figure out or not paying your mortgage or not paying your rent. So we don't want to rob Paul to pay Peter. We want to intentionally think and make sure that we have money in every avenue and everything that we're doing. And it may seem like a lot here when you see this budget, and then don't look at the envelopes yet. It may seem like a lot, but you need a zero-based budget. This is the foundation. So again, the mortgage, $1,070, car, $375, direct TV, $180, Comcast, $136.84. I don't know why I put the 84 in there. Gas and electric, $188, alarm system, $45, Capital One, $100, Capital One again, $180, Frontier, $175, and cell phone, $250. Now, the total, and that's not true, our cell phone is way higher than that, but the total, $2,699.84. So you take that total right here and you subtract it from your biweekly income, which is $3,259. Then you have the balance. And the balance that you have, if I did my numbers correctly, will be $535 because again, we want it to equal zero. The only time I do not equal it as zero is and what I forgot to mention here is that If you have a reoccurring bank fees every month, I would leave $25 in that account. So this $2,699, this is after we pay our bills for this particular pay time. Now the balance is this 535. So over here are envelopes. And I'm going to actually show you the system of how I do the envelopes. And the envelopes is the food is 150. My spending is 75. That's may seem low, but remember it's a bi-weekly basis. So it's 75. And again, you're trying to get out of debt. The whole point is to get out of debt. So your spending, could be a lot lower. When I first started, I had a lunch. My lunch literally was $20. But because I'm in my office and I have a kitchen, I really did not need to, spend money on lunch. But I was trying to not have any spending money because I was trying to pay off all this debt. And this right here, Capital One and Frontier, this is your baby step to debt snowball. So just bear with me. So I have another envelope we will make for our medication or our prescription or copay, $25. My husband's spending $120, which this is not real. He wants so much more. In order to get him on board, I had to kind of balance out the things that he wanted because it took 4 months to get Tony on board. And if you're married, you cannot do a zero-based budget. You cannot do Financial Peace University. You cannot do any of this without your spouse. And so our first class, we had one spouse that came by himself, but by the end, his wife, she said she's coming to the next class. She's on board. And it does happen, but you cannot do it without your spouse. We also had other individuals in there without their spouse. And so you really want your spouse to come to the Financial Peace University class if you're interested, but you want your spouse to be on board with your budget. So Tony and Stenell outing right here. We want to go out, get something to eat. I'm telling you, we was living on nothing. We were trying to pay down the debt. $60. This is barely a night out, but we made it work. Family outing, $30. That's not even a movie. That's to go get some pizza and bring it back. And this can be takeout as well. Birthday, weddings, parties, helping. This occurs, birthdays with our kids, birthdays with our friends, weddings, party. You just want to keep dropping that money in there because it adds up. So you put it in here, then when you get paid again, you add up another 25, and your envelopes may change. Ours definitely change. Our envelopes do not look like this all the time because, again, we're so focused right now on our baby step 3, paying our 3 to 6 months, or putting up our 3 to 6 months. We're not even really focusing on so much of the envelopes, not too many of them. So when you do the math, it equals 0. Now you may say this is a lot. Oh, I don't want to sit here and do this. Well, then you want to stay in debt because you have to have some type of foundation. You have to have some type of base to go to, so you do not end up being in debt. That's not what you want to do. So you want to list all your bills. Your total is right here at the end. You want to list your total, and your envelopes is right here. You want to list all your envelopes and your total of your envelopes. And let me pull this total. And it equals 0. So whatever your income is, if your income is $1,600 bi-weekly, $1,500 bi-weekly, then you want to write down your bills. You do not see a pair of shoes on here. Whatever in my envelope where it says Stenell spending, if I want to get a pair of shoes, that's it. If I get a pair of shoes for $30 and I have, I can't even do the math, but the leftover $50 or $40 left over, that's it. That's it. You have to learn to live off of what you have. because you are eliminating the debt. You're canceling the debt. You're cutting off the credit cards. In the last video, there is no credit card. You're cutting them up. So you're trying to eliminate the debt. As far as the card, you're trying to eliminate the debt. So this is basically what it looked like on a biweekly basis, and then it will change again, and then we will put other things in, student loans and all other bills that you may not see here. If you have a child, your child care, anything that's pertaining to you. So what I also want to show you is Dave Ramsey actually has a quick start budget. And this quick start budget form is what I spoke about, was the four walls. And when you have the four walls, it's your rent, your housing, your clothing, and your food. So right here, I'm just going to scroll a little bit. This budget is another way that you can, right here, they put their mortgage or their rent was $1,000, their water was $25. Then the next category, their cable, the internet, and they totaled that. And that total was $1,215 from that category. And then you add it all together, this $4,325 is everything listed here. So this is just to give you an idea from your zero-based budget, because you may forget things. So here is church, tithing, your auto insurance, your gas. You see, I didn't put auto insurance in mine's over here because that will be for the next, again, when we get paid. So you have to really be able to be aligned with your budget and be very organized. So here's your food, restaurants, housing, utilities, clothing, phone, fun Mondays. Fun money. If you have fun money or gifts, I wouldn't recognize you having fun money if you're still in debt. So there is no fun really if you're in debt. You're trying to get out of debt. And people may not want to hear me say this, but vacations, if you're in debt, you don't need to go on vacation. You want to get out of debt. So it took us 1 year to get out of debt. It took us 1 year to get out of debt. And when we went on vacation, we was at the tail end. Actually, when we went on vacation, we had one more month left to get out of debt. So we had to expedite certain things, but it takes time. And so each step do take time. So this is a quick start budget just to give you an idea. And right here, you have the child care, pet care, entertainment, just any of the columns or anything that you forget to list. Now, when I do mine, this is how mine really look. I do it on a notebook paper. This is how I do it. It's just easy for me. I'm so old school. But they itemize everything for you. So you have your card payment, credit card 1, 2, 3, student loan, medical bills. So you can look at this and say, oh yeah, gym membership. I'll put that on my next one. So, your doctor visits, I put that in my envelopes. Your insurance, your life, your auto, and then they're just adding everything together. So this form, I can actually, link this form so you can print this form out. If you do want this form, I have no problem with linking this form at the end, which I would do. It's the Quick Start Budget form from Dave Ramsey. And also with that is the Money Cash Flow Plan. And the Money Cash Flow Plan is just another way to budget. This is another form if you want it. And you're just listing, again, your take-home pay, your groceries, your restaurant, and the total. And then you're doing the math here. You want it to be zero. That's the whole bottom line. However you do your budget, you just want it to be zero. And again, this is just the same information, your cable, your internet, your emergency fund, restaurants. So anything that you may have forgotten, you can use this form. I just personally do not use this form, but I do teach this in the FP class, and I don't use it because, again, I'm just pen and paper. I know what my bills are. I refer to this form all the time. And when I refer to this form, I refer to the monthly cash flow budget. I refer to the quick start budget. And so I pretty much know now that we have no debt is really easy. It's really easy for us. Um, so our next video is going to be about the reoccurring deposits, your Thanksgiving, Christmas, the IRA. We have so many, but it is so needed. So I hope that I help you. And oh, I almost forgot. I want to give you a little quick sneak peek of Financial Peace University. So right here is Financial Peace University, and this is actually the coordinator's guide. And so you'll see right here, this is the dashboard, and this is everything that you'll be learning. You'll learn every week. Week 1 is super saving. 2 is relating with money. Week 3 is cash flow planning. Week 4 is dumping debt. Week 5 is buyers beware. Week 6 is the role of insurance. Week 7 is retirement and college planning. Week 8 is real estate and mortgages. And week 9 is the great misunderstanding. So a lot of people think that, oh, you're just going to learn about envelopes and put money in envelopes. No, it is very detailed so you can know how to get out of debt, how to stay out of debt, and how to be wealthy, guys. How to do this for yourself, how to do this for your family. It's about sowing seeds. I always say we have to sow these seeds. We have to work and do the things that we need to do so we can get out of debt and show our kids what it's like to be out of debt. So here, this is just the dashboard, and it'll be similar for you. So right here is the Stenell Myers group, and our next class is March 2nd to May 4th. And you'll have all the resources at your fingertips. You'll have all the downloads that I just showed you, all the information that you need, all the different type of resources. I mean, it's just wealth and wealth and wealth of information. You can actually get the lessons. You click on it, and it just open up to the actual lesson. And this is what the actual workbook look like. So this is baby step 1. You'll get a workbook. You're only paying for the workbook. So the workbook that you're paying for, I think it's 109 or 119, and you're only paying for that actual workbook. And all this information is in it. The class is actually free. There's no charge for the class. This is a ministry for me, my husband, and Tamika. This is a ministry. This is our second FPU class. So I'm just scrolling down so you can just see all the information that you will learn. And I may just show you little sneak peeks every now and then so you can kind of get an understanding what Financial Peace University is. This is Dave. This is his daughter, Rachel. And also with Chris Hogan, they are the ones behind Financial Peace University. It's school, y'all. 9 weeks. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. Let's live our life not being on debt. Let's live our life and do what we need to do. As I always say, God bless, dare to be different, and go out there and sow some seeds. So I use a different combination of envelopes that I'm going to show you. So one that I used to use when I first started with the envelope system, I would use a coupon envelope binder, and I would just list food and car maintenance and my spending, Stenell spending. Tony spending, I wouldn't have one for because he likes his money in his hand. Kids spending, lunch, I'm not sure you can really see this, but I would just put the tabs in here and I would just put the money in every time when I do the budget, and I would actually write, I would check mark. So I would check mark food, put the food in, check mark car maintenance, put it in. That's how I would do it for the first 6 months. Then it gradually went to, I'm just trying to find my way. Again, food, this is the most popular food. And here for the food, if your food is $150 like mine, it's $150, not $180. I can tell you several times I went over $150. If it's $180, $190, we have to stick this, because what you don't want to do is go into another envelope. And you don't want to take another envelope with you. So when you go to the market, you just want to take your food. Again, it's about us being organized. So the medication, the copay, if we go to the doctors, this is constantly adding up because our copay, if your copay is $15, $10, whatever your copay is, it's wintertime, flu season, medications, things cost. This is really important to have because you're just adding the money right in here and it adds up. This is takeout. So we like to do takeout maybe during the week. I don't feel like cooking. I'm tired. We order Chinese or whatever our takeout is. Even if we will go out and that's a takeout, this is the envelope. Family outing. So if we will go out and have fun, like I said, maybe go to the movies. But if I budget, like I did the budget, it was $30. Of course, you can't go to the movies for $30. That's just two people, and you didn't even eat yet. But it's adding up. So if there's a movie coming up, like Black Panthers was huge and it was really expensive, you would just say, okay, this movie is coming out this date, and you would just fund it in here. And then it's the birthday, the weddings, and the helping envelope. And we have our kids' birthdays back to back to back to back. We have to fund it. So we just put money in here. You can put it in early, you can put it in later. We just put all our money in here as far as our weddings. Now for weddings, we had 2 weddings within 3 months. And when it comes to weddings, depending on the venue, we really don't know how much it's going to cost. So if it's an expensive venue, then we're budgeting anywhere 100 and over. We don't pay anything other than $100. We're not cheap. Don't invite us to the wedding because of that. But weddings and helping, we love to help people. Our mission, we have a Increased Ministries is one of our ministries that we have, and we feed the homeless. And so we may see the homeless, or I may say, okay, I'm just going to take maybe $20, $25 out of this envelope, put it in my car. I see someone, I give it to them. So you just always want to be planning. And the last thing I want to show you is that I really adopted this. This is from Dave Ramsey, his website. I adopted this. So here, this is just the envelopes, and this is a system where I put Stenell spending. I put my food in here now because I keep this wallet with me. And so I take this with me, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is anything you don't think about. Sometimes it could go under the toiletries list where your soaps and your hygiene, different hygiene, maybe your laundry detergent. And this is, we had a category for home improvement because when we finished our baby step 2 and we paid off all our debt, we was like, oh, we're going to celebrate. So we cash flowed hardwood floors. So our home improvement, and we did that for 2 months. And we have hardwood floors in 2 areas of our home, and we cash flowed it, no credit card. And and this one is for toiletries. So I separated it. This one is for toiletries, and the other one is for miscellaneous, depending on what the miscellaneous is. So I hope I help you. This is how we do our envelope system.